General Hospital spoilers indicate that we still don't know why Cyrus Renault, Jeff Kober, killed Sam McCall, Kelly Monaco, by injecting her IV with Digitalis after she donated part of her liver to Lulu Spencer, Alexa Haven's burning. While there could be many reasons why Cyrus would want Sam dead, the one that makes the most sense is that Sam knew too much. What did Sam know, and why would Cyrus want her dead? General Hospital spoilers. Sam McCall took on a case that threatened Cyrus Renault. We don't really know everything that Sam could have been up to before she passed away. Maybe she took on a case for the family of the third patient that died of a Digitalis overdose at General Hospital. This patient's name was said to be named Sylvie. Maybe Sam was getting too close to the truth about Sylvie's death right before she went under the knife for her liver procedure. If that was the case, Cyrus would feel that he had no choice to kill Sam before she could expose him. GH spoilers. Sam McCall saw Cyrus Renault do something suspicious. Sam had a keen eye from her private investigating days, and perhaps she saw Cyrus do something suspicious at Turning Woods or General Hospital. Did Sam see Cyrus mess with Lulu's ventilator? Did Sam notice Cyrus doing something suspicious at General Hospital that he wasn't supposed to be doing? Maybe she decided that she was going to keep quiet about it until after the liver procedure because that was more vital. Plus, she didn't have any evidence against Cyrus, so maybe she just wanted to take some time before she acted on what she may have seen. General Hospital spoilers. Sam McCall threatened Cyrus Renault. Sam possibly saw Cyrus dressed in scrubs at General Hospital and wondered why he was in disguise. She confronted him, and Cyrus probably made up a story. Sam wouldn't buy it and knows that Cyrus is up to no good. Cyrus was privy to the fact that Sam had a surgery coming up and would have to take her out quickly to keep her from exposing him. Cyrus could also have thought that Sam saw more than she actually did, but that wouldn't have mattered. She would have to go in Cyrus's mind. The soft hum of fluorescent lights in the General Hospital corridors seemed louder than usual to Sam McCall. She had always been a woman of intuition, but lately, something about Cyrus Renault set her instincts on edge. She couldn't pinpoint it, but the man's presence seemed to cloak the hospital in an air of tension and danger. Sam had been on edge since taking on a peculiar private case. It all started with a distressed woman named Mrs. Carter, whose elderly mother, Sylvie, had passed away under mysterious circumstances. Sylvie had been admitted to General Hospital for a routine heart issue, yet her condition had suddenly deteriorated after receiving a dose of Digitalis. Her death was officially ruled as a complication, but Mrs. Carter felt otherwise. She'd hired Sam to find out the truth. At first, Sam approached the investigation cautiously. She interviewed nurses, checked schedules, and reviewed hospital records. Everything seemed routine until she stumbled across a name that appeared in more places than it should have: Cyrus Renault. Cyrus, the hospital's chairman, was supposed to be focused on administrative duties, but his name kept cropping up in patient logs, especially for cases involving overdoses of Digitalis. Sam's PI instincts told her this wasn't just a coincidence. She dug deeper and started connecting dots, but she knew she'd need concrete evidence to expose Cyrus. Her plan was to keep her findings to herself until she had an undeniable case. However, Cyrus wasn't a man to be trifled with, and Sam had underestimated just how far his reach extended. The night before her liver surgery, Sam had an unexpected encounter with Cyrus. She'd stepped out of her room for some fresh air, the hospital's sterile scent clinging to her like an unwelcome companion. She had been walking through the hallways when she saw him, dressed in scrubs, speaking in hushed tones to a nurse. The nurse's face was pale, her lips pressed into a thin line of anxiety. Sam's heart skipped a beat as she pressed herself against the wall, eavesdropping on their conversation. "You're certain the dosage was correct?" Cyrus's voice was calm, yet there was an underlying menace that sent a chill down Sam's spine. The nurse stammered, "My yes, but the patient," they didn't respond as expected. "Then make sure no more mistakes are made," Cyrus snapped before storming off down the hallway. Sam stepped out of the shadows, her mind racing. She didn't know exactly what Cyrus was up to, but she knew it couldn't be good. Determined to find out more, she decided to tail him discreetly. She followed him to the restricted area near the hospital pharmacy, where he disappeared behind a locked door. Sam's heart pounded as she tried to process what she'd just witnessed. She didn't have evidence, but her gut told her Cyrus was orchestrating something dangerous. The day of the surgery arrived, and Sam tried to focus on her recovery, pushing her investigation to the back of her mind. She knew she couldn't confront Cyrus without hard evidence. However, her resolve wavered when she saw him again, lurking near Lulu Spencer's room. Lulu, one of Sam's closest friends, had been on a ventilator since her tragic accident. Seeing Cyrus in such proximity to her friend filled Sam with unease. Later that evening, Sam's suspicions reached a boiling point. While recovering in her hospital room, she overheard a heated conversation between two nurses in the hallway. They mentioned discrepancies in medication logs and whispered rumors of Cyrus's involvement. Sam's curiosity got the better of her. She needed to act fast. Despite her weakened state, she snuck out of her room, stealing glances over her shoulder to ensure she wasn't being followed. She made her way to the hospital's archive room, where she'd learned earlier that patient records were kept. The room was dimly lit, rows of filing cabinets standing like sentinels guarding their secrets. Sam's fingers trembled as she searched for Sylvie's file. When she found it, her stomach dropped. The record showed irregularities in her treatment, digitalis doses that didn't align with standard protocols. Sam quickly took pictures of the files with her phone, knowing she'd stumbled upon something big. As she left the archive room, she bumped into a man in a lab coat. Her heart leaped into her throat when she realized it was Cyrus. His eyes narrowed as he took in her disheveled appearance, and the folder clutched tightly in her hands. "Miss McCall," he said, his voice dripping with Fox concern. "What are you doing out of your room?" Sam forced a smile, trying to mask her panic. "Just stretching my legs," she replied, sidestepping him and hurrying down the hallway. She could feel his eyes on her back, and it took every ounce of willpower not to break into a run. Sam's brush with Cyrus only heightened her resolve. She knew she needed to get her findings to someone she could trust, but before she could act, tragedy struck. Late that night, as she drifted in and out of sleep, she awoke to the sound of her IV line being adjusted. Her vision was blurry, but she could make out a figure in scrubs standing by her bedside. She tried to speak, but her voice was weak. "Che?" the figure whispered, and Sam's blood ran cold as she recognized Cyrus's voice. Before she could react, she felt a sharp prick in her arm, followed by a cold sensation spreading through her veins. Darkness enveloped her, and the last thing she heard was Cyrus's chilling words, "You should have stayed out of it, Sam." News of Sam's death sent shockwaves through Port Charles. Her loved ones were devastated, struggling to come to terms with the loss of someone so vibrant and fearless. Jason Morgan, Sam's longtime partner, was particularly distraught. He refused to believe her death was a simple medical complication. Something about it didn't sit right with him. Jason began his own investigation, retracing Sam's steps in the days leading up to her surgery. He uncovered her involvement in the case of Sylvie's death and found the photos she'd taken of the hospital records. As he pieced together the puzzle, a disturbing pattern emerged, all pointing back to Cyrus Renault. Cyrus, meanwhile, continued to play the role of a benevolent hospital chairman, but his mask began to crack as Jason closed in on him. The walls were closing in, and Cyrus knew it was only a matter of time before the truth came out. Sam's sacrifice wasn't in vain. Her determination to uncover the truth inspired those she left behind to continue her fight. Jason, with the help of Spinelli and other allies, vowed to bring Cyrus to justice, ensuring that Sam's legacy lived on. The battle for justice was far from over, but one thing was certain: Sam McCall's courage would never be forgotten.